people are really desperate for wealth and also an easy way to obtain that wealth.
I think we have this weird idol type culture where we idolize we aspire to be these people on a pedestal for some really random reason, right?
Dude, I actually had no idea where I was going with that, but then you see it in everything, like even in Apple products,
this
right?
is every conversation we've ever had.
Business over drinks. Business over drinks. This is Dave and Terng. This is business over drinks.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Business Over Drinks. My name is Terng and I'm calling in from Singapore.
Hey, this is David calling in from Australia. Welcome to Business Over Drinks. Like us everywhere, on every channel. Like us.
Every
Everywhere.
intro.
We try really hard.
Okay. I don't think we are, but okay,
Yeah,
fair enough. I think we're trying. We're trying something.
We're trying
a little bit, right? I mean, so let's be honest with our listeners, like our 6 listeners and 2 viewers, right? That what we were actually discussing was how we're going to title this and what we should talk about, because I think we've come to a realization that we need to set up some sort of routine for Business Over Drinks, because we took a little bit of a hiatus, a little bit of a break where we weren't really doing a lot of content. Dave was really busy doing, I don't know, whatever he does. And I was really busy being sick and kind of being busy with work and everything. So we're kind of stepping back into the fold, and we're getting our groove back. I mean, I'm just going to say that we're getting our groove back. So this episode, I think, is going to be about side hustles, but not your usual, buy this course from me, we'll teach you how to do a side hustle. Because A, I don't know how to do that. That's bullshit. B, I also don't think we know how to do it properly either. So we're just going to talk about side hustles that we actually we do or we want to do, and kind of talk about how it works, as well as kind of the truth behind it, because a lot of us have actually, both of us have actually done a lot of these things anyway. So it's not like we're not trying to sell you anything, or it's not like a hypothetical. So Dave, do you want to kind of start maybe a little bit about, why don't we go before we kind of get into the things that we care about? Maybe you want to touch a little bit on the truth behind side hustles, like the issues that you kind of see in the industry a little bit.
Yeah, side hustles aren't as easy as they look. So the whole concept of a side hustle is you got your job, you got your main source of income, and then you take on a side hustle for extra income. So for example, consulting, marketing, AI consultancy, architecture, whatever it is, you're doing something on the side to supplement your main source of income. And there's a lot of people online on social media who say, these are 10 side hustles you can do right now. I did it. I'm now making $10,000 a month. When in reality, it's not as easy as they make it out to be.
I was put it there that if I was making $10,000 to $20,000 a month from my side hustle, and I still had my full-time job, I wouldn't tell anybody about my side hustle. I'd shut my mouth. I might tell my friends. I might tell people I care about, maybe 1 or 2 of them. But I'm not telling anybody what I'm doing. I'm not letting anybody know my secrets. And I'm not increasing the competition even a little bit. So the fact that people are running courses around it, right? Why would you want to increase competition? That's stupid.
Exactly.
So yeah, man, it's kind of a crazy thing, which is why I'm gonna shit on online courses one more time. It's like, I don't understand them. I don't understand why people do them all the time. I can understand you going through a syllabus or a curriculum and you're learning new things. That's perfectly great. But all these, sign me, these get rich quick schemes, or these side hustle schemes, or these, learn how to become a digital marketer in my special $4,000 course. It kind of makes no sense to me.
It's usually the guys who run the courses who make the money. But I think even if you wanted to start selling courses, I don't think it's as easy as it looks too. Because I've seen people sell courses on running courses. Why would you do that?
Oh, yeah. I constantly get fed these style of stuff on YouTube. So how to start your own course, your own online course business. The other one I used to see a lot was the dropshipping ones. Those were interesting, man. I still haven't met a single person who got rich off dropshipping. And I meet a lot of people. I know people who made a lot of money from e-commerce, but not dropshipping. It's super weird. Have you ever met a rich dropshipper?
No, man. No. I saw a
Yeah, like
testimonial of someone who started off drop shipping, but he sells drop shipping, but then his testimonial was about how he failed in drop shipping. So I don't even know why I even admitted that. But what's interesting to see with these side hustles, these course programs, is how they market it and to learn from that. Because I think one lesson we can learn from is that
mm,
people are really desperate for, firstly, for wealth, and also an easy way to obtain that wealth. It's an easy way to make their life easier. And the way they communicate things, like they have these testimonials, they have these hooks they use in their marketing. So, for example, I earn $10,000 a month with these three simple tricks. You can kind of use that and learn from it and use it to your own advantage, to the way you communicate and you sell your own products. Obviously, you want to be ethical about it, but it's interesting to know how this stuff always, I mean, throughout the generations, man, they've always had these get rich quick schemes, and people always fall for them, right? Because they do certain things in their marketing that just works. Easy results, testimonials, charismatic speaker. The person who's speaking is rich or appears rich, so that therefore he's someone you should trust and believe in. They're all things you can use with your own marketing. Obviously, you got to do it ethically. Terng, make sure it's ethical, man.
so. I mean, based on that conversation about ethics and making sure it's ethical, man, are you suggesting that people should learn from all these people who run courses on how to take advantage of people who are desperate, lack the relevant knowledge, as well as are looking for the easy way out? Are you suggesting that? I'm just asking, like
No,
from the
I'm
ethics
just saying it
standpoint,
works. I'm not suggesting anything.
moral and ethics standpoint. I'm Dave. Where's your mind at the moment?
Dude,
I'm just
I
kind of
actually had
curious
no
about
idea where I was going with that, but then you see it in everything, like even in
this
Apple
is every
products,
this is
right?
every conversation we've ever had. This is every conversation I've ever had with you. Like I don't know where I'm going with this.
Is someone successful doing something, and everyone listening to that successful person because they're successful. So you got to follow what they're doing. You got to buy into their story, their narrative, and their products. It just works. Like even if you look at
I mean, that's
engagement ring or celebrities wearing a certain product, Kanye's shoes. He's This dude's an artist. He's famous. He's rich. Let's buy his shoes,
yeah.
even though
Okay,
they
fair
have
enough.
no real profound meaning. I mean, as a collective, maybe you can add meaning to your life, but yeah, the shoes, man. Like with most things we buy.
Well, yeah. I mean, now you're just shitting on the entire design industry. Let's go there. Let's start talking
I'm
about
shitting
what's the
on
difference between.
everything we sell. Like it's all persuasion, dude. Like it's like people would prefer to look
Hermes bag versus like a Zara full
H and
leather
M, dude.
bag. Like, what's the difference? Oh,
Yeah, sorry. One last thing, dude. I remember in Brisbane, Kate Hudson and Matthew McConaughey were coming in, and people were waiting, I think, 6 hours just for a chance to see them in the distance. That's the power of someone
mhm.
who appears more successful than you. That's how much influence you can have by generating that kind of appearance. Whether it's good or bad, I'm just saying that's how powerful it can be.
I think what we look at here, though, and I'll be very honest with you, is I think we have this weird idol type culture where we idolize we aspire to be these people on a pedestal for some
Yep.
really random reason, right? I mean, okay, dude, I'm gonna put you in the spot a little bit, but like for example, you really like what's his face, Tony Robbins, yeah? Is that a fair thing to say?
I used to listen to a lot of his stuff. Yeah.
You don't hate Gary Vee like I hate Gary Vee, so it's
Uh,
that's
I
different.
I
Like,
don't follow him, Bulgari. I read his back when he was really big, was promoting that social media book. I read his social media book. Yeah.
what was that? Who's that other guy that like always try like Ty Lopez? The other one who like told
Oh,
me
yeah,
about
Garage.
Ty.
Yep.
Man, Ty Lopez like sells snake oil. Man, that guy makes like Gary Vee look like a saint. By the way,
He
it's
does
so
he still
interesting,
do
man.
stuff? I think he bought into
Yeah.
what's that big. It's a big brand. He bought it, or like he's an owner of it now, like a part owner or something. Is it Cash
No
Converters or
idea.
something like that? Yeah. Anyway,
No idea. So again, right? Like these guys are rich, right? These guys are
yep.
rich. These guys are successful. I just have I don't know, and maybe this is why I might not be a billionaire when I'm older. But like I don't see my side hustle or my business moving in that direction where I start taking advantage of people, or I start doing this thing where I sell out on my morals and ethics in order to
Mm.
make more money. Okay, that's a lie. I will sell out my moral and ethics to make more money, but I'll try my best not to take advantage of too many people. Just a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
Bit. Some, not a lot, not everyone, like a few
Yeah.
people, right?
But you can even
But I don't know,
even
man. It's interesting.
even for let's say you're doing marketing for a charity, right? You'll get that celebrity. You'll get oh, look what we did to this village. We restored their water, and for your monthly
Yeah.
donation, blah blah blah. Here's the result. So you're showing success. You're showing the testimonials, and then you're asking for the money. It's the same kind of concept behind it. It could be
Yeah, no, I'm
completely.
I'm gonna keep real quiet on this one though, because I have my own
Yeah,
somewhat controversial opinion about
about charity.
charities and marketing charities and how effective they are.
I think we all
I've got my
secretly do.
opinions. I'm gonna keep quiet.
Me too. But I think
No, I don't
everyone
like.
listening,
I'm
watching,
I'm
probably
not
secretly
I'm
has
not
the same
secret.
opinion.
I'm not secret about it, mate. Like I tell people, like I'm not gonna put it on video. I'm not gonna share it with people. Because hey, if you believe you're doing good, you're doing good. That's good. That's good
Yeah.
enough for me. I'm not here to judge you on
It's tax deductible. Tax
that.
deductible.
It is. No, no, but no. On a serious note, though, I think coming back to the main topic about side hustles, right,
Mm,
is we need to be maybe we need to kind of like, at least for the things that we've done for side hustles that maybe aren't as exciting, but are practical, and things that we can do, and things
mm.
that may be effective in helping us make a little bit of extra cash on the side.
Yeah. So what side hustles do you care about? What's worked for you?
Oh, majority of my side hustles really come from content, man. Like I used to work a lot with content developers and like content platforms. So basically,
Mm,
online publications, blogs that were trying to monetize, content writers and stuff. And one of the things that we actually wanted to build was a content, sort of like a content group where we have these amazing platforms that across multiple different categories, anything from business to consumer to your lifestyle stuff, and we use it as a way to kind of drive relevant traffic to our platforms. So I'm not looking to build the next big, like I at the start I wasn't looking to build like the next big, your TechCrunch or like the New York Post. I was looking to create, hey, can we create these great online digital platforms? Yeah.
yep.
And over time that kind of grew. We're trying to figure out how to monetize it. And I've been involved in other platforms that I don't have any ownership with, but like, I consulted on them, I help them,
Yep.
and then we kind of like step in and like see how we can help them grow too. So it's always been this random side hustle that I've had for many years. And interestingly, when I started Sync, my agency, right, I was like, I can bring in a lot of what we learn into this, and I think Sync
Mm,
actually, it's very 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 compatible and like complementary to kind of have them side by side.
yep.
Now, what about you? Like, what sort of side hustles? Like, what sort of side hustles are you looking at? I'll break down my thing a little bit more because I think I gave a
Yep.
really brief and a very like high overview, but I'll break it down in a little bit more detail for you guys in a bit. But like, what sort of
Yep.
side hustles do you care about, man?
A side hustle that has worked. I'll talk about one in the past, which is marketing consultancy, where I ended up starting a business from that. I don't do that. I only do that privately now, but in the past, I remember attending a search engine optimization workshop. And it was a free workshop, and I went, "Oh, that's cool." And I was in the gym one day, and I was telling the owner things I learned from this SEO workshop, and then he went, "Hey, why don't you do my my marketing?" And that's how I started that side hustle, and it actually works. So some things you can find that work, like if you're naturally curious about something, you can kind of find a side hustle for it and kind of make money for it if you find that other people are looking for that same thing as well. Anyway, what's working for me now is it's a personal project I'm working on. Is to do with YouTube content creation. There's a lot of people who there online and talk about how much money they're making on YouTube. Obviously, it's not as easy as that. It involves hours and hours of work. Some people get really lucky, but I think most people in the bell curve have to put in countless hours to get it right. But for me, it's proven to be something that's generating a bit of income. So YouTube combined with it's an old strategy, but it works if you put in the hours. Combined with some links to affiliate links. I know that's a dirty word, but if it's relevant to what you're doing on YouTube, you can make some money from it. So that, and I think X, Twitter, obviously that also has its own reputation, but they're now pretty generous with content creators now too. So some people have started making some decent money on that too, and it may be an avenue for some. I'm starting exploring and experimenting with it. I'm not making money on it yet, but I'm making money on YouTube, and it's working for me to an extent. I'm still working on it for it to be successful in a really financially viable way. But as a side hustle, it's doing okay.
Well, that's really interesting, man. Like, I think a lot of people kind of appreciate that as well, because I think when people talk about affiliate marketing online, they're really trying to push. uh, they're basically overselling it. It's like a little bit like the insurance industry. It's a little bit like real estate. People trying to get you to join their company versus getting you trying teaching you how to sell. So it becomes this weird thing where they're trying to just get more people into their group versus actually trying to say, hey, this is some tips on how to be really useful.
Yeah, I mean,
So I think
there's a classy way to look with
sorry,
us. Look, we have book reviews, right? And the link is to
yeah.
Amazon, and then it's the same price. We just get a small cut to help support our show. So that's that one form of affiliate market. It's not dirty sales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, right? I think affiliate marketing is there's nothing dirty about affiliate marketing. I just think it's the way people kind of market the fact that they do affiliate marketing or how they want to
Yeah.
monetize affiliate marketing, which is
Yeah.
kind of a little bit like a MLM scheme. They're like, hey, come and join my course, do this. More people you bring in, like the more percentage you can get, and all that shit.
Yep.
Not a big fan of that, to be very honest. I mean, so affiliates is one of the routes that I was thinking of going on. We've never actually gone down that route before. So, like for example, those who know, I've got a trial platform that we kind of push a lot of content from. Right now, we monetize through like really small sponsorships. So people, for example, will pay us X amount of dollars to like put up some articles and run a program for them, or on other platforms that I help run, or we kind of oversee. We get a percentage cut of people who want like with sponsorships. So they'll say we'll spend I don't know $3,000 on this program. We get a few articles and we do a lot of social media work.
Mm.
We'll get a percentage of it, or to a very limited extent, because I'm not a huge fan of this. We do sell a bit of like SEO backlinking stuff as well, which I'm not a huge fan because it's not something I think the industry really looks on very fondly. But like, if you're going to be honest, I'm happy to talk about it. What we try and do is we try and make sure that we get good content that we push out at the right time and that's relevant to our audience, so we're not feeding them rubbish. And the links also have to be very specific, so we try not to promote things that like fall to crypto stuff, or like gambling and all that shit. So we try and avoid that as much as possible.
Just weapons and tobacco.
Yeah, or prostitution, mate, the usual stuff. No, I'm joking. We don't do any of this stuff. There's a funny story though. For the
Yeah.
trial website, I did have to turn down one of the potential clients because they were like, hey, we want to work with you guys. Like, what's your budget? So I just sent them a rough budget or whatever that was. I can't remember that time. And they were like, oh, that's cool. Okay, we're good to go. I'm like, oh, cool. Like, this was the easiest thing I ever did. Like, what's the link, and like what's the destination article? What's the URL? What's your anchor text that you need? Blah 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 blah. Right? And they were like, oh, here it is. And then I clicked on the link like a moron, and it was like to a sex toy
Yeah.
company in the US, I think. And the
We
name
like,
was like the Whizmasters.
oh, purchase.
No, no, no. It was a. I think it was a female vibrator, but they had the weirdest name, like Whizmaster or like Vermaster, some shit like it's like a massively long name, 3,000. I'm just like, oh man, there goes my goddamn. There goes all the cookies are just going like crazy at the moment on my browser, going like, oh, guess who's gonna get fed a lot of content? this guy.
Yes. You're like,
Yes.
yes. Save, download,
Oh,
add to favorites.
just kept on getting ads. Just kept on getting ads every day. No, no. It was crazy, man. Like you get a lot of stuff like that as well. So it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But I mean, like cards on the table. I don't put a lot of time into it because like I have a full time job and like I'm working on these on weekends. I'm doing stuff at night or doing things in the morning or during lunch.
Mm.
But it can take a lot of your time if you want to make more money. Like you just the more time you got to put in there. So at some point you kind of got to figure out like where's your level when it comes to the amount of effort you want to put in and amount of money that you want to make,
Mm.
right? Because I think too many people just kind of this really incorrect perception that if you work 1 hour a day you can make $15,000 a month. It's kind of crazy. I don't think you can.
There are always rare exceptions, but most people will need to put in the hours. Everything of decent reward,
Yeah.
you'll need hours. Yeah.
I really don't think you can't look at the exception. You got to look at the rule, because if you think you're going to be the exception every single time, something's wrong with the world, or you're just a weirdo and a freak, right? So you can't really look at the exception. You should actually, I don't think you should ever consider the exception unless you feel like that exception should be the rule, but people are doing things wrong. But that's a different conversation, different topic though.
If someone is do you have any advice? Like, let's say someone is looking for a side hustle, they don't know what to do. How do you find that one that's a legit side hustle?
Honestly, and this is gonna. I have two, and one's gonna sound like I'm trying to sell a course or something, but I don't know how to do it. But I'm not good at it at all. But I would probably suggest that the first one is they become a content creator of some sort, right? Look at where because right now all the platforms are they're trying to drive traffic, they're trying to drive engagement, they're trying to get people on the platform. So they want more content versus less content. And like you said, X is paying for content, TikTok pays for content, YouTube pays for content. I think Meta is the only one that doesn't pay too much for content, right?
Not too much, but then people can donate.
I could be wrong about it. I'm not a huge fan of that, but like sure, like maybe there's that too. But then there's streaming sites, right? Your live streams. You got Kick, you got Twitch. So there is a ton of options there to monetize. And if you do have a passion and you do, for example, like Dave was talking about gaming, right? And then like there are people who make millions of dollars a year, or they make like really good money talking about finance stuff, or some people making slime on Instagram and on TikTok. They make slime and they make tens of thousands of dollars, right? I'm not saying you're going to make tens of thousands of dollars, but that could be an interesting side hustle to try. The second one I would suggest is, and I think I mentioned this before in previous episodes, is I would probably focus on prompt engineering. So not being a very, very technical prompt engineer, but understanding how different AI tools work. So just get ChatGPT Premium, look at Bard, look at all the other Claude, which is I think only available in Europe at the moment. But I look at all these different platforms, right, and see, hey, do I understand how to maximize a prompt out of this? There are people like go on Reddit forums, go on YouTube, go on different platforms, learn, get better to a point where you can approach a business and say, hey, if you let me if you let me do this job for you for free, and if you like it, pay me. If you don't like it, we walk away. We don't have to talk about it again, right? Yep. You do that for 10 companies, maybe 2 of them might pay you because they're like, hey, we don't know how to do this. So we'd rather pay you X amount of dollars to kind of help us with a lot of these stuff, kind of feed into that, get all that information. And then next thing you know, we're saving hours and hours of time and spending, a few $100s a week, a month, a day, something like that. Right.
Yep.
So that could be a way that you're making money. And like, I don't know. I if anything, that's the one I would try, because I think that's the one I think I have some potential of learning. And it's right now, it's a really kind of blue ocean market, right?
Yeah, and there's a lot of people who don't know about AI yet. People who are using their phones regularly probably know about it, but you don't realize how many people don't know about it yet, or who are too busy to know about it, and they'll just pay someone to tell them about it. An interesting side hustle would be to a good mate of mine. He builds maps on Fortnite. So everyone should know what Fortnite is. Is that game, multiplayer game. that's kind of like a battle
Is it
royale
like
style
Candy
game.
Crush?
No, it's like a shooter
Is it like
game.
Candy Crush?
It's like a shooter game.
Oh,
You sound like an old man, dude.
Farmville. Farmville 2.0. I know what Fortnite is,
Tetris.
man. I know what Fortnite is. Okay. Flight
You-
Simulator.
What's that one with trains? Train Simulator. But he built one. He spent 2 weeks learning. Too hard. He built one map that didn't do well. And his second map went viral. I think he's made close to $300,000 on that map, and he's built a few more maps. Another one went viral, and is ridiculous amounts of money. And he was telling me how it's still the early age for Fortnite developers because they're just slowly rolling out a lot of new functionality. So it's no longer just about a battle royale game. There's a Lego game, there's a racing game in it. They're trying to be a bit like Roblox, and I think a lot of people have become rich from Roblox. So that's another avenue that could reward early adopters pretty well.
Can you share his name, his phone number, and his email, and like a picture of him with everyone, so that we know how much, like, because we know you made a lot of money. So let's just out him right now. Let's just see who he is.
Yeah, his name is
his
Terng.
personal address.
Terng Shen. He's a podcast co-host of
man.
Business Over Drinks. He has money.
No. Everyone knows that's a lie. Everyone
we
knows
make
that's a
most of
lie.
our money from this podcast.
So we make no money. Both of us are homeless, and both of us are homeless.
Yeah.
Man.
But yeah, I said this in the previous podcast. You may then listen to this episode and then decide to make your own Fortnite map. But another idea is look at what you're already good at. What you're already good at. What if you're an accountant? Just be an accountant, man. Just to provide some accounting. People need accountants. See what you're good at. Maybe you can already make money from that. You don't need to you don't need to listen to us. Just sell whatever you're already good at.
Yeah, actually, that's a really good point. I think I need to mention that you shouldn't listen to anything that we're saying. We're most likely both just idiots, just like saying shit. So don't listen to what we're saying.
Cool.
But if you do like what you're hearing, donate some money to us. Like, we have no money.
Yeah,
So
if you
just
built
like-
a Fortnite
just like-
map and you've done really well, please.
Or if you got millions of subscribers or listeners or followers, right? Just send us money, man. Like, we're not even asking you to help cross promote anything or share us. None of that shit. Send us hardcore cash. Like, we literally just, in the mail. Put some dollars in an envelope and send it to us. Yeah.
Yeah, look in a big bag with a dollar sign on it. That's all we ask for. Nothing much.
Exactly. Is it that much to ask for, like, enough money to like set up yourself, buy a house, and like forget about all your troubles? Is that too much to ask? Jesus, some people.
People are just selfish, dude. I don't know
Yeah.
about this generation. I don't get it. Well, that brings us to a good conclusion. What's a moral? What's a big lesson? Send us money.
Yeah, basically, send us money, don't listen to us, and side hustles are quite hard.
Cool. Excellent. Come follow us and everything. Hope you enjoy this show. See you later.
All right, everybody. Have a great one.